Thank you so much for being here. J'apprécie énormément de voir autant de mes amis et d'appuyeurs et des gens du Parti libéral et d'autres personnes qui sont intéressées d'être ici aujourd'hui. Winston Churchill once said that no one pretends democracy is perfect or all-wise. Indeed, it has been said that democracy is the worst form of government, except for all those other forms that have been tried. Malgré le fait que cette citation ici nous fait un peu rire, il y a un bon point. Winston Churchill fait un bon point que la démocratie n'est pas parfaite. Democracy isn't perfect, so we have to continuously try to improve it. So what is democracy? Well, it's a group of people that get together and create a community. C'est des gens, ça peut être une province, ça peut être un pays, ça peut être un groupe d'intérêts communs. So they decide to get together and they say, we have a common interest and we want to work together. Alors pour ce faire, ça nous prend des règles, ça nous prend des lois. On veut mettre notre argent ensemble pour être capable de payer pour ces lois-là, puis ces règles-là, puis faire certain qu'on a des services en commun. So we want to make sure that we have laws to govern amongst ourselves as a community. We want to make sure that we pool our money together because we know we're stronger when we're going to invest in each other's successes, and we're going to be stronger when we help people when they're struggling. So in order to make sure this works properly, we have to have people making decisions. C'est quoi les lois? Ça va être quoi le budget? C'est où l'argent va aller? Comment est-ce qu'on va ramasser cet argent-là? So we elect people to do this for us. Now, why do we elect people? Well, think about it. It's because if we're 1,000 people, we're 100,000 people, or 1,000,000 people in this community, it's going to be pretty hard for all of us to get together on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, to make those decisions. Alors, on va élire des gens pour parler pour nous autres, faire ces décisions-là. Des fois, c'est à chaque 4 ans, il y a d'autres communautés qui vont décider d'autres façons de le faire. Alors, à chaque couple d'années, on va choisir les gens qui vont nous représenter, soit une division géographique ou une division par intérêt. Well, in the infant stages of democracy, it made sense for politicians to say, you know, I've been elected, I see things that you don't see, I know things that you don't know, I work at this day in and day out, I can't include all the people that I'm supposed to represent in my decisions. I have to make decisions, and then in 2 years, 4 years, whatever the case is, then I'll be accountable and you'll decide whether you want me again or not. Alors ça faisait du sens dans le passé. Parce que c'était pas possible d'inclure et d'informer autant de gens que ça. But times have changed with the radio, with television, and exponentially with social media. What these things have done, it allows us as a people to be informed and to be engaged, minute by minute. Alors l'excuse de dire, moi je sais des choses que vous autres ne savez pas, alors c'est à cause de ça que j'ai fait cette décision-là. Ah, j'ai pas le temps d'aller tout vous voir et vous demander votre opinion parce que c'est juste pas possible. These excuses are becoming less and less pertinent. Now, it's in all aspects of our lives. You just have to think of Facebook, that was invented, I think, in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, not that long ago. Facebook, Twitter, Wikipedia, WikiLeaks. Ces choses ici font en sorte qu'on est informé et qu'on peut participer dans tous les aspects de notre vie, puis ça, c'est partout autour du monde. Think about it, 20 years ago, we had television, sure, but did we have television where we were actually voting and participating in the shows with Canadian Idol and Cover Me Canada and many others? We are actually engaged and we are informed. Now, politics, the system as we know it today, was invented centuries ago, and it's lagging behind. Alors, ça nous prend une nouvelle approche à la politique. We need a new approach to politics, one based on information, and information that flows freely and quickly to all. We need a new politics, a new approach to politics based on accountability. We need a new approach to politics based on engaging the communities that we represent. We need people to understand the political system. Je passe des écoles, des polyvalentes, des petites écoles pour parler aux jeunes de pourquoi c'est important de s'impliquer dans la politique. Et un message que je veux toujours laisser avec eux autres, c'est si tu ne comprends pas le système de politique, tu ne vas pas être intéressé dedans. Il faut que les gens soient inclus dans le processus. We need to engage our communities again. Les gens ont besoin d'un processus démocratique, un système de politique que les gens ont confiance dedans. We need people to believe in politics again. So what does that mean? It means that we have to be civil. I never know how to answer this question when somebody comes up to me and says, Brian, you're with the Liberal Party? I say, yes. Are you telling me that everything the Conservatives say and everything the NDPers say and everything the Green Party says, you don't agree with? Absolutely everything. Je ne peux jamais répondre à cette question-là. Parce que c'est pas vrai. Il y a des choses, on a plus de choses en commun avec ces gens-là qu'on a des différences. We have to start being civil. How many times have we all heard stories of people going to see the Legislative Assembly and saying, why are they yelling at each other? Why are they letting their phones ring during the meeting? we totally planted that, by the way. We need our Legislative Assembly and our Parliament to be respectful. And we've heard this analogy time and time again, but it's true. If people acted like that in kindergarten, they'd be kicked out of class. Too often we're governing for the next 4 years instead of the next 40. And this has to stop. On a des défis sérieux ici au Nouveau-Brunswick et au Canada, et on a besoin de les adresser d'une façon concrète, d'une façon significative et à long terme. We can't go from pole to pole and from election to election. Et si on veut que les gens participent réellement dans la démocratie, on a besoin d'arrêter la partisanerie. On a besoin d'arrêter de donner des jobs ou pas de donner des jobs basés sur quel parti que les gens font affaire avec. We have to make sure that we treat every riding, no matter who they voted for, as equals. And times have changed, by the way. If a government treats someone in Dalhousie differently because they're from a different party, I guarantee you, whoever's doing that is going to lose votes in the next election across the province. If they think that we don't know what's going on in other parts of this province, we know when that's happening. We know when that partisanship is happening, and people don't like it. 55 MLAs in Fredericton right now, 8 of them are women. 15%, that is the lowest in Canada. 1967, Brenda Robertson became the first female MLA in New Brunswick. A day to rejoice, no doubt. But one can't help but wonder why it took us 100 years after Confederation to get a woman elected to the Legislative Assembly. We have elected 33 women in the history of New Brunswick to the Legislative Assembly. Alors, il y a évidemment des barrières culturelles, financières, pratiques, politiques qui arrêtent des femmes à participer de façon significative dans la politique. Et on a besoin de l'adresser. There have been approximately 25 leaders of the Liberal Party of New Brunswick, 13 of which have been premier. I'm not saying this is a complete science, but let's say, for the argument's sake, that 50% chance that the leader of the Liberal Party becomes premier of this province. Yet the leader will be selected by around 2,000 to 5,000 people. What about the 750,000 other people that should have a say in who this person who will have 50% chance of becoming premier should be? We have to start pushing back. We have to start having a debate, because that's what democracy is supposed to be. It's not a wish list. It's supposed to be a discussion. The best way to be accountable is for a government, for politicians, for a leader, a premier, to make promises they can keep. That's how you're going to keep your promises. Let's redefine the political promise. Instead of saying that I'm going to pave this road from A to Z if I'm elected, well, let's focus on what the vision is, let's focus on what the principles are, and what the goals are. The Charter of Rights and Freedoms has 34 articles. The US Constitution has 7 articles and 27 amendments. The Liberal platform in the 2010 election had 278 promises. The Conservative platform in the 2010 election had 243. So, I'm not here to make any promises today. I do make one promise across this province. I'm going to work extremely hard to make sure that we have a new approach to politics in New Brunswick. And I'd appreciate your support. I'd appreciate your help. Mais plus important, c'est important que vous vous impliquiez, que ce soit dans ma chefferie, dans la chefferie à quelqu'un d'autre, que ce soit dans nos partis, ou que ce soit d'une autre façon. Thank you so much for being here. Merci.